All right, so this part two. Looks like that car, for some darn reason, not only was behind me, it went in and out of the pit faster. So most likely they just refilled their gas. But that's how it is, man. That's how this game is. It will literally pit faster than you and keep you in the waiting, buffering for to pit for a while, and you'll just lose your place. It's kind of weird that it does that. It's not realistic. It should be getting you in and out, but it's a good time to just like relax, you know. Same time, you lose so much time. It's not super realistic, but you know. Let's get on and let's see what's going on here. Interesting that nothing else in the interior is getting wet. It's hilarious. That would have been funny if they allowed it to happen, you know. There you go, on it. I like the Spitfire, the backfire, the flames coming out of the exhaust. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I could small brakes. I think they're carbon ceramics. Brake now. I'm off of it, on it, off of it, on it, off of it, on it, off of it, off of it. Just tapping away. As you can tell by the white line, that's every time it gives a ready for to 5, and then it bumps. That's the throttle control. On the other side, it's blank. It's similar to that's the brake control. All right, just tapping away when it's wet, too wet, slippery, losing traction. You tap away at the gas, tap away at the braking, and then you feel it out. So far this is slightly, if you can tell, all the way on the left side, right? There's numbers, right? It says 11 total time, right? 11:40, 11:41. Right next to it, there's a wet, which is a white bar, and there's slightly blue. That means that part, that little blue line is usually you'll need wet tires, not intermediate, but wet. But if you look all the way to the right side, you see the rain is about to subside. We're about to move on to the light green. That means we don't need that for much longer. You see subsiding? See how the little blue line just went away? We don't necessarily need it. Especially, look, watch this. If I'm on this side, actually you won't be able to see it. I think it didn't show up. But that's the fine line. That's why if you look at my tires, it didn't wear down. It's because we're on the fine line of having way too much water and not enough water. So there's no wear and tear whatsoever. It's kind of that perfect situation where this car has everything really you need with the right conditions in the race, where it's a easy race. Because as you can see, we went from pitting into the lane with 7.8 something seconds of distance race space in between first and second place. Now it's 40 plus, and it's just increasing dramatically. And the reason why is because this car is far beyond quicker. I made the right pit stop. The conditions are great. You know, they will probably, some of these guys will pit. What I'll do right now is I forgot to do this, but I'll just do it right now. I don't have to worry. It's gonna stop raining anyways, and it'll just keep me for maybe 2 laps at the. But it might not. It might just, we'll see, because it was at 1.2 laps remaining for the gas tank. Right. Right now it's 54%. So if I am really like at it, it would be roughly 30 or 27%. 30 around, I should expect around 30% by the time I get to the other side. If it is around 30, then I could do a whole nother lap. There's ways to mitigate it to make sure that I am gonna hit around 30%. One way to understand is that my gas tank isn't really swallowing too much. It's only at 51 right now. It's about to be 50, so it's not that bad. Another way is to get around like here and just let it decelerate naturally from the air. Just let it decelerate. Let it decelerate. A slight brake. Let it coast. Let it coast. You save a lot of gas. You don't save a lot of time, but you save a lot of gas. Therefore, it's a guaranteed. You're guaranteeing yourself. Another way is to look at, if you're not really sure when to stop, look at where you need to brake when you're used to it. You can also look at the gear ratio or the miles per hour, kind of make an informed decision. Like I can see the 300 yard line or meter line. I'm just gonna stop, like when I see it. And see, I still have to brake and see, kind of like judge and see how fast I'm going, see how fast I got there, see how much fuel I'm consuming. It's just a feel out thing, Just enjoy it. It's a race that pays you nearly, well, is it like more than $750,000 of $1 million. So it's nearly like, it's more than 4/5 of a million. It's like 82.5% to be exact of $1 million. It's a lot. It's a lot. For 30 minutes, it's a lot. It's it's Le Mans. 30 minutes, not too long, not too short. Change of weather. Change of day slightly. It's not always the same depending on when you exit and enter back into with a different car or go to the main menu. It will change. Now, we are nearly like 25 miles on the radar away from the rain. There's slight signs of wear and tear on the tire. It's at 36%. We can make it. I can make it to another lap, no problem whatsoever. Look at the time that's left, right? If I'm averaging 4 minutes and 40 seconds or 30 seconds per lap, got roughly 3 laps before I'm done. So plan is to plan it out, right? Next one would be 2 laps left, so I'll probably use my hard tires, right? Then after the hard tires, it'll be just a straight full power, non-lean air to fuel mixture. And it's coasting from there. In fact, one can argue you should use hard at this point, but if you use the size of the racetrack and if you don't have lots of wear and tear, like right now, this specific situation I am in, I don't have to. In fact, it's probably best for me not to. So you can see everything is planned out very well. How I planned out the entire race is something from experience. It's paying attention to to really myself. It's not really to the other drivers. All right, it's never to do with the other drivers. This is the hard one too. Under the settings, like I mentioned in the first part, This is the hard setting, and I am about 40 seconds faster than second place. Now, tap it, on it, off of it, on it. That's good. So I should be fairly worn out tires by the time I'm finished with this lap. Looks like I PR'd. There you go. It's pretty cool. Stay on the left side, get more traction. If you want to brake, this is probably the best place to brake. This is the wet. Especially with these tires, right? That's the point. Looks like it's gonna rain again, no? Yeah, I see it. All right. Ooh, on it. So it's gonna give me a penalty next lap. So I'll show you something to do with protecting yourself from penalties that I've learned from watching a short vid on YouTube. Okay. Hmm. Hard tires, racing tires. Let's see. 46 seconds, 47 seconds. Let's see what I can do. Let's see. Depends how far away the next clouds are and how severe it is. That's part 2.